Okay, let's make sure audio is working. Let's make sure audio is. All right, audio is good and we're ready to go. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Malin. Welcome back to the Madden 26 Pittsburgh Steelers Rebuild live stream series. We're getting ready for part 4, which is the 2028 season. Last year was a tough year for us. We took a step back. We didn't make the playoffs. We finished the season 8-9. We had 2 nice wins to end the season, but one of the unfortunate things that happened last year for us, if you watched the last episode, we finished with the lowest offense in the NFL. Yes, we finished with the 32nd ranked offense in all of football. And some of it had to do with Mendoza having a sophomore slump. We didn't really have a consistent running game. So we're moving on in a few directions when it comes to our running back. We no longer have Jaylen Warren. I decided to let him walk in free agency. There wasn't really a better running back than him who was available, but I didn't want to overpay to get him back. Another thing that we actually also did is that we changed our offensive coordinator. We fired our previous one, and we hired this guy named Tim Stevens, who's a level 11, and I'm hoping that by hiring him, we'll be better on offense because I felt like we could not keep our offensive coordinator with our offense being rated 32nd. Our defense last year actually didn't do too bad, so I'm keeping the defensive coordinator, Ivaska, as our DC for this year coming up. Our defense was still middle of the road last year, but our offense absolutely brought down our defense. You can see the ratings across the board, 84 overall, 85 offense, 84 defense. Let's take a look at the roster for year number 4 of the rebuild. We still have Mendoza as our starting quarterback, Avery Johnson, Will Howard, and Kalik Winslow, this guy we picked up for basically our practice squad from James Madison. He's our 4th string quarterback. But overall, the quarterback position hasn't changed. Mendoza's rating has gone up to an 87, so I'm hoping that he continues to get better, and maybe even by the end of the season, he's close to being in the 90s. If that's the case, it might be worth to stick with him, because last year I was thinking that maybe it might not be the worst idea to consider maybe a change at quarterback, but we're not doing that for this year. Our starting running back actually is now Nate Frazier, who we drafted last year out of Georgia. He is a real player. And he actually went up to an 82. Caleb Johnson is going to be the backup. He's been our backup, but honestly, he's had to carry more of the load with Jaylen Warren being injured. That's another reason why we decided to move on from him, because he's become injury prone. We did sign David Montgomery in free agency. Looking back on it, I don't know if this was the best thing that I could have done in getting extra money tied up into a running back that right now is 3rd on the depth chart and has 9 years to his name. And we also still have Jam Miller, who really hasn't become anything more than just a roster depth player at this point. Jack Westover is now our starting fullback. Juszczyk did not retire, but I decided not to overpay for a fullback. I didn't want to do that, so he is going to be our starting fullback. We still have DK Metcalf as our number 1 receiver. Jacoby Lane is going to back him up. There's a part of me that thought about trading DK, but looking at these ratings right now, I feel like that, even if Lane gets better in terms of getting his overall to the point where he's actually better than DK, I still think DK is worth at least keeping this year. And if he doesn't progress and get into the 90s, maybe by next year or the year after that, he might be worth trading to see if we can get some picks, because we really don't have, in my opinion, a very dominant receiver. I don't even think DK Metcalf can be classified as that, in my opinion. But we got some good production last year out of Cam Coleman during his rookie year, and he's actually up to an 82 now. Parker Washington is still here. Our receiving core is solid, but not anything too spectacular. We did draft Allen McGill out of East Carolina this year. Our starting tight end is still Freiermuth. Troutman is still going to back him up. We still have Andrew Bush, who really hasn't progressed very much. And we have C.J. Dipree. Left tackle, we did make some moves at the offensive line in the offseason in free agency. We signed Rasheed Walker as our left tackle because it really looks like that Emil Wagner might not be a starting caliber guy, and it looks like that he might not get any better than 77 overall. And we also drafted Brandon Leary a year ago. He's still on the roster, but Rasheed Walker is going to be our new starting left tackle. Maybe that'll help with Mendoza with protection. And we also signed Kingsley Suamataia, the ex-Kansas City Chief. He's an 80 overall left guard. I felt like we absolutely needed to upgrade the left guard position. So now we have on the left side an 82 and 80. Zach Frazier is still back here. He's a Pro Bowl caliber player. Matt Hennessy, we signed to back him up. And we still have J.J. McKinley. And we have J.J. McKinley, who we drafted this year out of Syracuse. Right guard is another guy that we signed in free agency, Goncalves. There was other right guards that were higher rated than him, but I didn't want to pay big money into 3 free agent offensive linemen. I felt like 2 was the best that I could do. But he is better than what we had previously. And Philip Burnett is going to back him up. Our right tackle is still okay with Troy Fatano, 80 overall, Ferguson, and Daniel. So our offensive line at 80, 77, 87, 80, and an 82. I like that our offensive line, I feel like, has gotten upgraded because I feel like if we're going to upgrade this offense, at least for this year, I felt like offensive line was a good place to start. TJ Watt, based on what was also available in free agency. We're still got TJ Watt, 92 overall. David Bailey's gotten up to an 81, so he's become a little bit of a better rotational guy. Alex Highsmith, he actually got up to 90s last year, but he's 88 now, but still pretty solid player. We have 2 edges who are really, really good. Defensive tackle Derek Harmon is actually continuing to get a little bit better. Benton is going to back him up. We have Capehart still here and a Farrow, who we drafted out of West Virginia this year. Our Sam linebacker, Isaiah McDuffie, actually made the Pro Bowl last year. We signed Jacob Phillips to back him up. We still have Patrick Queen. We have Carson Bruner. Peyton Wilson is still here. He's actually finally up in the 80s. And we also did sign Damone Clark to be a backup for his spot. Jalen Ramsey is still here, but he is starting to regress a little bit. So cornerback may be a need on defense. There was some free agent corners who were available who I thought were solid. Marlon Humphrey was one of those guys, but I didn't want to overpay for him and not have enough money saved later on to do work. Because one of the things I feel like I've been doing in these rebuilds is overspending in the first few years. And then when we need to start paying guys, we don't have the money that we can to pay. So I'm trying to be a little bit smarter with this rebuild. It may take me a little bit longer than I anticipated to rebuild the Steelers. It just may be that way. Joey Porter is still here, backing him up at 83. Sean Gay is our first-round pick this year out of Oklahoma. We drafted 75 overall coming in is not bad. He's now our third-best corner. Prisak he hasn't really developed a whole lot, but I'm hoping that maybe with more playing time is really our true fourth corner this year. He'll get more development. Kent, Crowley, and Bishop are the rest of them. Our Darius Washington is still our starting free safety. Michael Taffy's going to back him up. I finally changed his number to 16. Tavon Best is another rookie we drafted out of Illinois State. He's going to be the third free safety. I did bring back Deshaun Elliott after actually initially letting him walk in free agency. There was one other strong safety, Xavier McKinley, who was in free agency, who was better than him at 93 overall, but he was just out of our price range. If I signed him, I wouldn't have had any money to sign any of the offensive linemen or other guys that we picked up in free agency this year. I just couldn't do it. We also signed Isaiah Simmons, and we drafted Kevin Ebert out of Middle Tennessee State. We actually signed Brandon Aubrey to be our new starting kicker, and we also have a new punter in Ethan Evans, the former LA Ram. Chris Stoll is still our long snapper. So the roster is looking about the same. We have upgrades at the offensive line, though, which I hope is going to help out with this offense. I still feel like that we do need, some upgrades at some of the skill positions, mainly running back, because I really feel like that even with the young guy, Nate Frazier, as our starting running back, unless he has insane development as the starter, we don't really have a good bona fide number one running back. I kind of honestly want to see if maybe there's something we can do with the trade deadline, but I don't know. The first thing I actually want to go ahead and do is actually check free agency and see if there's anybody out there who we could use. As far as, Xavier Woods is out there, but I think we're good at free safety because we have, him. Puna Ford is actually out here as well. Not a lot of highly rated guys in free agency at the start of the year. Blake Corum, but we signed David Montgomery, so. Not a whole lot out here. If anything, we might have to sign maybe one or two of those guys if injuries happen. But overall, for the start of camp and free agency, not a lot of good talent out there. So we're going to ride with what we have. First game preseason against the Commanders on the road. See how things go. And we actually win our first preseason game. Playing the Packers this week. preseason week number 2. And we win that game. Now we're wrapping up it up against the 49ers. Although we went undefeated in the preseason last year, it didn't mean anything when the regular season started. I'll tell you that much. And so we go 2-1 in the preseason. And now we've got to cut 11 players. But first of all, let's go ahead and do some coaching upgrades for Mike Tomlin here. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. And now we've got to cut 11 players, or waive 11 players also is another way to look at it, because you can put guys on the practice squad. You know, Winslow, I'm actually going to go ahead and put him on the practice squad. I don't want to cut him because maybe keeping depth at that position is not the worst thing you can do. And you know what? You know, there's a part of me that I'm going to put Jan Miller on the practice squad. I don't want to just, like, cold cut him. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Marlon doesn't even have a last name. We're going to go ahead and just cut him. And honestly, Andrew Bush has really not done too much for us. I'm actually just going to go ahead and cut him. I don't even want him on the team anymore. All right. Brandon Leary, I'm going to put you on the practice squad. We'll do the same thing with McKinley. And Andrew Daniels, I'm going to put you on the practice squad. I've got 4 more guys. Farah, I'm going to put you on the practice squad. Hopefully he'll develop a little bit. There's 3 cuts we have to make. Bishop, you can go ahead and go. Put Best on the practice squad. And Ebear, I'm going to do the same thing with you. So there we go. So that's our 53-man roster going into this next season. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so now I want to see. I'm going to go to the download center and see if there is maybe some kind of like 2029 roster. I doubt there is. So let's see. Download center. Go search. Maybe by like keywords. Let me go like 2029. See if somebody's created some kind of roster. 2029 real draft. No downloads though. 2029 NFL draft. That's got 3 stars. That's got 3 stars. Go ahead and do this one. Don't even know what kind of players are going to be on here. These are players that are probably still in high school in real life at this point. But you never know. I don't recognize any of these names, but I'm assuming they're kind of real in a way. They may be real players. But anyway. So we're going to go with that as for our roster. Just anything that kind of, is like 2029. So, yeah. Breaking. Oh, game of the week. Okay. I thought Michael Penix was like cut or something. I wonder if there were any surprise cuts. This looks like Malachi Lemon, who was drafted in real life by the Eagles, is on the trading block. Let me just take a look at the trading block and just see, like, who are people putting out there? I'm just curious. Ooh, there's a couple of 83 overall running backs that are on the trade block. Jonah Coleman. I mean, I don't know if they would be. I don't think R.J. Harvey would be that much of an upgrade over. Yeah. Let me just view the player card really quick. Right now, he's an 83 overall. I don't really think that would be much of an upgrade. I'll stick with Frazier. Okay, Lemon is actually only rated to 78. The top guy on the trade block is Trey Harris of the Chargers. So, yeah, there's really nobody, like, really good on the block in terms of, like, players that teams are looking to shop. Maybe on the offensive line. Do a quick look here. No. No good Sam linebackers either. That's our corner. The top guy is Taron Johnson in the Saints, but he's only an 80. Yeah, everybody on the block is not really, like, not worth going for, if you ask me. All right, so opening up on Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills to start the season. Let's simulate to the middle of the season, and let's hope we're doing better than we were last year. I was debating about whether I wanted to stream this afternoon or evening. I mean, I got plans later on this evening about 6:30, but with the new schedule now, I got Saturday afternoons completely free. So figured might try to crank some of these videos out. Maybe try to finish this rebuild if I can in one of these videos. Okay, well we've started off way better this season. We've started out the year 4-2, and we are number 1 in our division. Although the Bengals are not too far behind, but to see us play better this year, especially in the division, at 4-2 sitting there, that's a pretty good start to the season. We're in much better shape. There we go. And go ahead and upgrade that. 6 points left, so we're going to wait to spin those later. Now we've got a pretty key game coming up against the Ravens. They're 87s across the board. Let's go ahead and check out who's ready and who needs to be negotiated with. We have, so Zach Frazier, I know, is playing on the franchise tag. Obviously, I'd like to get him inked here for longer. Caleb Johnson also, but you know what? I want to prioritize this man right here, TJ Watt. There's no way I'm going to, just let him go. He only wants a 1-year deal? Okay. Not a fan of handing out a 1-year deal like that to, generational guy like him, but here we are. Yeah, Darius Washington's contract is up as well. Yeah, oh man, there's a lot of good guys whose contracts are up. Man, we might be going into more of a big-time rebuild this next season coming up. I feel like we're literally only going to be able to afford, 2 or 3 guys. I just don't know if I want to throw all that money, just a whole lot of money at Jalen Ramsey. I mean, he's starting to regress. But I don't just want to let an 89 overall corner walk away. If he only wants a 1-year deal, is that enough? Great deal. Okay, great. Now we're only down to $9.4 million. Oh, wait. So he's not happy with the offer. Zach Frazier may have to be let go. I think Johnson, Benden, Washington. Yeah, we're going to have some tough decisions to make. Let me go to manage the team really quick. I know we just gave a new contract. It's only a 1-year deal. Let me go to team salaries and see if I can restructure anybody. Don't think we can restructure TJ Watt. Oh, we actually can. $22.4 million freed up instantly. Okay, all right. Who else can we restructure? Not him. Well, we just gave him a new contract, so. Excuse me. Now we're minus 13. Oh my God. Well, that just totally ruined us. Salary cap, but it's got to be a realistic rebuild for that. All right, well, we'll deal with all of this at the end of the season. Right now, let's just worry about getting ready for Baltimore. It's a pretty big game. 3-3 against 4-2. Hopefully, we'll be able to win this game. And we lose. Not surprising, honestly. Now we're now 3rd in our division. We have a 3-way tie with the Bengals and the Ravens. And now we play the Cowboys, who are surprisingly 1-7. So they must be having some struggles over there. Maybe Dak's getting up there in age. He's about to retire. Okay. Hopefully we don't lose this game. And we beat the Cowboys. So now we actually now are first in our division because the Bengals lost. So the Ravens are 5-3. We're 5-3. Still top in our division. But this is going to be a tight race. I had a feeling. Got a little upgrade there. Falcons 3-5. This hopefully will be a win. Hopefully this will be a win. And we lose to the Falcons by 10. So we're definitely inconsistent, but we actually surprisingly are still first in our division. But I feel like our chances are hanging on by a little bit of a thread. Because if we don't keep this up, I feel like we could be finding ourselves out of the playoff contention again. Okay, this 3-6 Chargers team doesn't look good. Hopefully we don't lose this game. Yeah, at minus $13 million, we can't do anything until, maybe some guys retire, maybe we lose some guys, and we're going to have to, free up some salary cap in some way. And unfortunately, we lose to the Chargers by 3, and we have 2 new injuries. Washington's hurt, upper arm fracture. Nate Frazier, our new starting running back, knee cartilage tear, he's out 4 to 8 weeks. Well, I guess I'm glad I signed David Montgomery now. McDuffie has a high ankle sprain. He's week to week. So we have a few, 2 for sure starters and a role guy injured. And we are second in the division now behind the Ravens. Do we play them anymore like this season? Okay, so we only have the Browns and the Bengals twice as far as division games left. So we've already played the Ravens. So now we're kind of thinking about fighting for a wild card spot. And then we lose to the Patriots. So now we're starting to slide now. Yeah, this is not looking good. Hopefully we can beat the 3-8 Browns. They're having a worse season, even though Dante Moore's their quarterback. Okay, we come back and beat the Browns. So now we're back to 500. Still feeling like, ugh. Commanders are 7-5. I think I'll jump in and play that next game that we have coming up against the Bengals, though. And we beat the Commanders. All right. Unfortunately, we have a new injury. Nate Frazier is still out 2 to 4 weeks, and also a foot fracture for Sumataya. Ugh. Are we in the playoff picture? We are. We're the 6th seed right now. Okay. Well, at least we're in the picture this year. We weren't anywhere near being in the picture last year. So, I mean, there's that. As far as the division, we're still second behind the Ravens. They're 2 games ahead of us. I don't think we're going to be able to catch them. But this game against the Bengals is pretty big. I feel like I got to play this one. I got to jump in and play this game against Cincinnati. Because if we beat them twice, then we'll own the tiebreaker over them.
Now from the riverfront of the Ohio.
All right. This is pretty critical game for playoff position. Start to establish some distance. All right, we got a 3rd down and 1 here. Come on, Caleb. Caleb, that's why you're not going to be on this team next year, dude. You can't get 1 yard, even being an 80 overall back.
Short, and it's 4th down.
Of course. He's got totally bulldozed. Bengals up by 3. They'll
come up to 3rd and 3.
Catch that, please. Thank you, Jacoby.
Left side, he's got it. This ball down to the 20-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now it's Johnson.
That block. There we go, Johnson. Get the edge. Get that corner. And Johnson gets in for the touchdown. Let's go. All right, first and goal for Cincinnati.
5 yards from the house. Here we go. They've got it first and goal. Here's a run.
There we go. Good tackle.
Going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7. From a little further back. Here's second and goal. Here we go. They'll send the tight end in motion right. Burrow here on second down.
Make that tackle. There we go. Oh, okay. He dropped it. Stop. Defense. All right, third and goal.
And it'll bring up third down. Working out of the gun, Burrow.
TJ Watt was in pursuit, but it's incomplete.
A little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled.
All right, so we at least forced a field goal. All they can do is turn this into one.
The ball a little too long. The windows close up, and
there we go.
there's no choice but to just.
They'll throw here on third and short yardage.
Here we go, Lane. Nice. Let's go in a little bit of no huddle here.
Third catch of this first half, and good.
We have all 3 timeouts. Probably start using them after this play. Fryer move. Ooh! Shrugged him off. Gets into the end zone. Let's go, Pat. All right. Good response there. Third quarter. Another red zone opportunity here.
Is the 15. It's first and 10. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Now, faking the give.
Good catch, Fryer move.
Running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal. Johnson.
I don't think running the football's a good idea, right?
Task a bit tougher as they
They want us to try another run.
One more time.
Oh, perfect blocking that time. Caleb Johnson with his second touchdown in the game. Nice. Bengals are still fighting back here, but we scored another TD and we're up 15 points. So over 3 minutes left in this. Okay, so this game actually hasn't been as hectic as I. And Jalen Ramsey got beat. Just as I was about to say something. Wow. I don't want to tile the end of the game. It's going to get burned.
They'll start this on the ground with Johnson.
Oh, good move, Johnson. Shrugs off another one. Let's go, Caleb. Looking like the bus from back in the day. Just shrugging guys off. Let's go. He has 100 yards rushing. Look at the day for Johnson. Caleb down to the 2. Well, our running game has come alive in this one. Take some of that pressure off Mendoza, and 3 rushing touchdowns for Caleb Johnson on the day. That'll do it. 4th and 1. This is it for the Bengals. This is a big win for us to come into Cincinnati and take care of business up here.
Putting the tight end in motion.
It'll mean a lot towards the playoff picture. That one's incomplete. Clean portion of the incompletion. And that is it. So we come into Cincinnati and we beat the Bengals 35-20. Caleb Johnson, a sensational day on the ground, over 100 yards with 3 rushing touchdowns. And we get the win over the Bengals. So that was pretty big. That gets us at, I think, 8-6 now. If we win against Cincinnati later in the season, that'll go a long way towards us making the postseason. So, yeah, we're now second behind the Ravens. We're actually only 1 game back. And look at that. Oh, it's actually T.J. Watt. 9 tackles, 4 sacks. Heck of a game for him. As far as playoff picture, we're still the 6th seed right now in the playoffs. Let's go ahead and do some more coaching abilities for Tomlin. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. And now we've got the Philadelphia Eagles on deck. Another good team. And we have the Bengals again in Week 17. So I'm going to see how we do in this game against Philadelphia. Hopefully we win, stay afloat in the playoff picture. And we beat the Eagles. Big win for us. And at this time, it's Alex Highsmith, AFC Defensive Player of the Week. 5 tackles and 3 sacks in a very in a tough 13-7 win. So the Bengals are 7-8. I'm not really concerned about them now as much as I am the Baltimore Ravens, because now we actually are first in our division. And let me take a look at maybe the rest of the schedule, because I want to see for Week 17 what the Ravens are going to get up to. They're going to play against the Dolphins. So if maybe they lose, we could maybe win the division if we win. Okay, well, since we're not really battling for Cincinnati for the playoffs anymore, I think I might sim this game and just rock with it. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt me. We beat the Bengals again by 10. So that's pretty big. So we're 10-6 now, and we have clinched a playoff spot, but we have not clinched the division. So it's going to come down to really, I guess, whoever wins between, we're not playing the Ravens, so depending on what we do and what they do will determine who wins the division. The good thing is that we're still in the playoffs, so we've clinched a playoff berth, so the most important thing is that we're back in the running of being in the postseason. That matters. That's big. So we at least have gotten back to the playoffs this year, which is good. I want to see the injury report really quick. Is Frazier's back? Okay, so he'll be ready for the postseason. That's pretty big. All right, I'm going to simulate this game against the Jets. They're 6-10. Hopefully we don't lose this game and end the regular season with a thud and not go into the playoffs with any momentum. And we beat the Jets. So we are going to have to play, obviously, in the wild card round. And we also do win the division. So we have reclaimed the AFC North as division champions, which is great. Got a lot of skill points to spend for Mike Tomlin, so I'm going to start spending some of those right now. Go. All right. First game of the playoffs against the Jaguars. Let's take a look at the bracket. We're the number 2 seed in the postseason. We're going to be taking on the Jaguars at home. Then it's the Chiefs against the Broncos, and then the Bills against the Ravens. The Texans have the number 1 seed. In the NFC, it's the Giants who have the number 1 seed. Seahawks against the 49ers. Saints and the Eagles, and the Vikings and the Rams. So here we go. It's time for the postseason. First game at home against Jackson. It's good to see us back in the postseason after not being here last year. Bounce back. Hopefully we can get back to being the same position we were last year.
So the drive begins
Go, Caleb. Oh, big move. Oh, nice. Great run. Tell you what, Johnson, well, come on a little bit here.
On first and 10, they'll set up to throw.
Tried to juke, get Jacoby loose, but didn't quite work there.
Able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle. He's able to secure this catch.
And that runs there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. Third down. 3 to go. Back to throw.
Washington, nice catch, Parker.
His first catch in a wild card game. And good for a first down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw.
Go, Parker.
Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is
Try to run the
forced
ball here so we can pick up this first.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. On the handoff, it's Johnson.
A good run by Caleb. Not a long one, but still a good
Gets the
one.
first down. Nice gain of 5.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll swing this out to Johnson.
Wasn't my first option, but
No
had to get it out.
chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
Ah,
As he throws,
almost had a chance there.
incomplete.
Where's Metcalf? Is he hurt? No, he's not hurt. Check the depth chart here. Yeah, DK Metcalf has regressed a lot. Yeah, dude, you're getting traded at the end of the season.
Couldn't deliver that
He's
one
down to
away
an
once.
80.
He's not really sure
We're
if there was much
disgusting.
there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Oh, man!
Middle and intercepted.
That was tough because I was hit as I threw it, but
Johnson.
fortunately Caleb Johnson chases him, but the first drive is ruined. All right.
Lawrence from the gun here on.
Get a sack. Let's go. Good job, Heisman. Jaguars forced to get a field goal. We got a 1st and 10 here, 2nd quarter.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Rolling right.
Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of the ball.
And he'll just get rid of this.
I don't like any of
Smart
those
play
routes.
to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down. He'll look to throw.
We go DK. You know, you're kind of the 3rd receiver right now, but you can still make those catches. Good job.
In business, this sets up 1st and goal.
That's good for a Steelers first down.
They'll try to
And
run.
Kayla. Oh, this flag.
Get back to the
Oh,
line
this is
of
probably a
scrimmage,
hold.
if that, but there is a flag
Yep,
on the
of
field,
course.
And that is in the area
On Fryer move.
where usually someone was held. Now it is 1st and goal. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down.
It's like play instead of tucking.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. It put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it.
Montgomery almost scored. That was a good route. He almost got in. All right, 3rd and goal with the 1. Come on, offensive line, block. I said block!
Don't be surprised if they go for it on 4th.
Okay,
Their ground game ends up failing at the exact moment, Mike, where they're needed the most.
we got to score. We need
1 yard
6.
to the goal line, that's prime opportunity. Finish the drive, take the lead, but instead, they go backwards.
Dang it!
Complete for defense.
Once again, the fact that our offense can't get going is costing us. It's costing us in the postseason so far.
From the shotgun, it's Lawrence.
But our defense is helping us out. I'm calling a timeout to give ourselves a chance to try to score before the half.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up being complete. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They'll look to throw.
Oh my God, he couldn't hold on to it. Damn.
Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
Yeah, I knew that was the kick. The instant I let it go.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but
Just a horrible turn.
he has set up the offense with 1st and goal.
Let's go.
At the 6-yard line.
Tomato. Here we go.
Now give on the ground. Only a yard there. Tackle made at 5. Here comes 2nd and goal. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here. 2nd down, Lawrence.
There we go. All right, 3rd and goal.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence.
Ooh!
They'll look to set up the screen here.
Get him down. Heck of a pursuit right there. Thought I gambled a little bit with the blitz, but it paid off. We got him down. All right, Jaguars are taking a timeout. 3-0.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
All right, Jaguars increase their lead to 6. We're just going to go into the half, down by 6. We need to put something together on offense. We need to get a drive going. Looks like we kind of got one going, but we got to finish it.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short.
Got it. Good job, Coleman. Nice catch.
This into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Throwing now on 1st and
Go, Frazier.
right
Solid catch.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Again,
Okay, let's go.
Johnson.
Touchdown, Caleb Johnson. Finally on the board. Let's go. That's what we needed. That was huge. Extra point is good. We've got the lead.
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll go right and find his running back.
Listen, I don't think I didn't pick a necessarily good defense in that situation.
Now a give up the middle. And the Jaguars
Nah,
are going to have
about
first
to
and goal.
get the lead right back.
This drive with a touchdown.
Still the horror of quarter.
1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in.
And Jaguars finally getting the end. 14-7. They went for 2 and they got it. Our offense doesn't do anything. Back on the doorstep.
They go play action for Lawrence.
Nope.
In the end zone. It's incomplete. Wow, coverage excellent there. It'll bring up 2nd and goal. A handoff as they try to run it here.
Get him down. Thank you.
And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all. This crowd into it now.
One goal.
As
Come
we
on.
get to 3rd down. To throw is Lawrence.
No.
He'll be forced
4th
to
down.
throw that one
Force the
away.
field goal.
Excellent.
But we need to get something going the next drive.
And now
we are doing our defense a horrible service. I'm going to have to check the stats at the end of this game, win or lose, and see, like, statistically, is our offense any better? Because changing the offensive coordinator looks like hasn't helped. And in the postseason, finally make it back here after a year off, and can't stop the Jaguars. And yeah, this game is over. Honestly, it may just be time to blow this all up for the most part. All the big-time guys, let them walk. Let's, do an actual serious read. So we lose our opening playoff game. Wasn't even close. It took us until the third quarter to get on the board, and then the Jaguars just ran away from us in the fourth quarter. So changing the offensive coordinator looks like didn't really help. We need to get more talent on this offense, and I think honestly what we really need to do is that we need to start blowing this up a little bit. I think that's what we have to do. And I may just need to say, you know what, change the quarterback. It looks like offensively we're better this year. So let's see. Offense, we're definitely not the worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have the 20th best offense in the NFL. So we're a little bit better on offense this year. Defensively, look, we have the fourth best defense in the league. So it's our offense. Once again, it's the offense. I'm not changing the offensive coordinator, but I am changing the personnel this year. I think that's what we need to do. So let's see what happens in the rest of the postseason, and we'll see who gets the Super Bowl and which of our Steelers make the Pro Bowl. So let's check out the Pro Bowl roster. Looks like we don't have any offensive players who made it. It's not surprising. TJ Watt made it. Highsmith made it. Duffy made it again. So did Queen. Oh, our punter made it. Evans made the Pro Bowl. That's it. All right. So for the Super Bowl, it's the Rams against the Jaguars. So after the Jaguars beat us, they went on a roll, and they beat everybody on the road in their path. They're the Cinderella team this year. So them beating us, that wasn't, that was an upset, but wasn't surprising when you look at them getting all the way to the Super Bowl. So let's check out the yearly awards. MVP is Joe Burrow. Coach of the Year is Brian Dable. That's surprising. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, no Steelers. Defensive Player of the Year goes to TJ Watt. Did he win the overall Defensive Player of the Year? No. MVP. No, we can't see that. Okay. Maybe TJ Watt did win Defensive Player of the Year. But for at least the AFC, it went to him. And Highsmith actually finished fourth. So it's really looking like our defense is elite. We just can't do anything about it looks like Sean Gay finished seventh for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So it's really our defense. We've got to get better there. It's our offense. We got to fix that. All right. And the Rams beat the Jaguars. And look at that. TJ Watt did win Defensive Player of the Year for us. Wow. Well, we got him inked on a one-year deal, which, in my opinion, that's being underpaid. And it looks like, as far as retirements, Dak Prescott is retiring. So that's an interesting twist there. Let's see other big names. Danielle Hunter retired. So did Carson Wentz, Zach Wood, Granderson, Terry McLaurin's retiring. Juszczyk spent his last year with the Rams, who won the Super Bowl. So he went on top of champion. Look at that. Marlon Humphrey is retiring. He's retiring a Ram. Let's see who retired from us. Nobody. We had no retirements. All right. So now we've got to get down to business and see what we can do about this team. We're going to have to make some room, and I think that the biggest thing that we really need to do is trade guys away. Well, we have $29 million to work with, so that's good. So let's go to the team's salaries here and see who we can restructure in terms of contracts. Every little bit is going to help us at this point. I am going to be looking to probably do some trades in order to do that. I'm actually going to go ahead and release Winslow. And honestly, I might just go ahead and look to trade away Montgomery. Look, he's regressed to a 78. That's not good. Can we actually release him now? It'll incur a penalty, so no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm getting rid of Jam Miller. He's done nothing for us since we drafted him. Okay, Coleman, can we restructure it here? Let's restructure him a little bit. I still think it might be worth to trade Metcalf away. But maybe not. He's got one more year left on his contract. So we'll let him go at the end of this season, no matter what he does. Get rid of Son. I think maybe Parker Washington might be time to let him go too. Okay, we'll incur a penalty, so I'll do it. Defensive tackles. Let's see if we can restructure anybody here. Harmon's still got 1 year left. Get rid of Chad Ward. Duffy's been a surprise. He's made the Pro Bowl every year that I think he's been on the team. Queen, can he be restructured? Yes, he can. Cool. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Peyton Wilson can be restructured too. He's developing a little bit now. Get rid of Ty Walker. I mean, Michael Taffy, has 1 year left, and he wouldn't be that bad of a backup option. But I need a starter, and I don't know if I want to try to bring back Darius Washington. I don't think I can afford him. Elliott's got 1 year left. New contract that we gave him. We're going to have to get a new long snapper. That's another thing. I think we've restructured just about everybody we possibly can. Okay. So we have $36 million right now. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the 5th-year option on Mendoza. If we don't make the playoffs, or if we don't advance in the playoffs this next season, I'm giving up on him, and I'm looking for a new quarterback. The problem is that I just don't think I can afford, anybody else. Like I don't think I can afford to keep Frazier. Having an elite center helps sometimes, but Caleb Johnson, I know you had some decent moments, but we've got other running backs on this roster. You're expendable. Yeah, this is tough. Let me see. Let me see if I can try to keep Ramsey. Good offer. But we only have $14 million left. Okay. Well, I feel like that Jalen Ramsey is somebody we need more than an offensive lineman right now. We can get another center. We'll be okay there. Is Brandon Aubrey's contract up to? Yes, his contract is up. We can get a new kicker. We can get a different kicker. And we'll get another long snapper, too. We may just bring back Stoll in free agency. That's what we're doing. So let me actually go and take a look at Ramsey's new deal. We can't restructure it, so we're stuck. Free agency, we only have $22.7 million to spend. As far as talent out here, really like any huge, massive, big names. I mean, do I try to trade away Metcalf at this point? I think I got to try. I just feel like I got to try. Okay. Who needs a receiver? But more so, who can afford him? Everybody in the negative, not the Jets. Okay. So, and might be a bit heavy, but would they give us a first-round pick straight up for DK? No, that's declined. Maybe we can get a player from them. Get a player. Ooh. Yeah. We're going to have to add some picks, probably. What about a second-round pick? DK Metcalf for Breece Hall. I need a running back. Still declined. Wagner, we haven't really become the left tackle that we want. It's still declined, but we're getting close. So maybe a later round pick. Let me see. Let me take a look at maybe our receivers. Well, we've already, done all we can there. So as far as DK. So we've already given up. Okay, second round pick. What about a fourth rounder? Still declined. All right. maybe one in a second round, maybe a third round pick in next year's draft. Still declined. Okay, maybe let's go with a second round pick in next year. I feel like we're getting close. We got him. Breece Hall. We've got our running back. That's huge. Breece Hall, look at that. 91 overall running back. Instant upgrade. We have a running back. Finally got another complimentary piece, a legitimate one from Mendoza. That's big. Breece Hall from the Jets, now a Steeler. That's huge. I really wanted to upgrade our running back. So with David Montgomery, I want to see if maybe we could try to trade this guy away and just get something out of him. The only thing is we need to find somebody who can take on just, who has room. They can take his contract on. Maybe the Colts, $10.2 million. Really just looking for picks. Get a third round pick for him. Nope. All right. Maybe a fourth rounder. Cool. A fourth round pick for Montgomery. Got him off the books. That was probably a bad free agency move I did last year, I'll admit it. But now our running back room is looking better. Breece Hall, we got a young guy in Frazier. It's a good change of pace back. So that was a huge trade we just pulled off. It cost some picks, DK Metcalf, and we also lost our backup left tackle, but Rasheed Walker is our starter there. So I feel like that, the young guy in Wagner, he had his chance, but he didn't really develop. And Cam Coleman, look at that. He is up now to an 88 overall. Jacoby Lane is an 86. He's got superstar dev. I do feel like we still need another good receiver. Hopefully we can find that in the draft or in free agency. So it is free agency. Let's get back in here and see what we can do. We have $58 million now to spend. So trading away DK Metcalf helped out a lot. Well, not a lot, but it helped out a little bit. So now we can actually afford to go out and sign somebody. Let's see. I don't know if I want to go after Amon-Ra St. Brown. Throwing in something like that, I just think would, be almost ridiculous. But what kind of asking price, does he want? It's 4 years, $19.3 million. Okay, that actually. It's going to be a lot of money, but he's a 99 overall receiver. $15.8 million. I know that's not going to leave us a whole lot to be, I just can't overspend like that. Where's the field put us? Okay, it puts us behind the Dolphins. 5 years, $22 million. I just feel like I need to overpay. We need to get this roster better. We straight up need to. Okay, so now I got to see what else we need for a starter. What other starters do we need? We took care of our running back situation. We need a fullback. We'll get help at receiver. We do need a starting tight end. We need backups. We need a starting center. We need a starting right tackle. Aaron Brewer. And that drops us down now to $3.42 million. I'm going to rescind the offer for Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just don't want to overpay like that. We have decent receivers. Getting Breece Hall now to be our running back, that may help out a lot. We just got to go piece by piece. We can't go all in like I want to. But I do want to go ahead and get Aaron Brewer. Still want to go after him. We need a starting right tackle now. All right, I'm going to see if I can get Troy Fontau to come back. Okay, we're his top offer. Okay, maybe now I can actually try to get Frazier back. So let's withdraw the offer for Brewer. Let's see what we got to do to get Frazier. 24 now. Yeah, we just can't do that. Brewer's going to be easier for us to attain. Let's do a one-year deal for him. Okay, what other starters do we need? We need a starting tight end. Yeah, we need a starting tight end. The top guy is Freiermuth. Let's try to get him back. Where's top offer? Outbidding Seattle. $16.5 million still left. This is smarter. I just got to go with this instead of overpaying for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Would he absolutely change life in, for the receiving corps? Yes. But that's just too much to spend. Starting free safety. Reed Blankenship. See if we can get him. $10.4 million. We are Blankenship's top offer. Are there any strong safeties out here that are looking better? Well, Cameron Curl is up there. We'd have to overpay to get him. So you know what? I'm okay with what we have right now. We still need to get somebody else. So you know what? I'm going to try to get Brandon Aubrey to. Now you know what? Dominic Zvada. He's got to be a fake player, but you know what? Neutral deal, 3-year deal. Let's go with him. Get a new kicker. All right. So as much as I really wanted to go after Amon-Ra St. Brown, and believe me, I absolutely did. These are our targets for the first wave. Dominic Zavada, Aaron Brewer, Freiermuth, Fontau, and Reed Blankenship. All right. Let's see if we got anybody. We got everybody in the first wave that we wanted. Great. Brewer, that's about our new kicker. Okay, so now let's take a look and see what we need to focus on now. I don't want to go out and I don't think I need to go get another free agent receiver. I think we're good where we are right now. We got Freiermuth to come back, which is nice. We need a backup left guard. We also need a third defensive tackle, backup Sam linebacker, backup Mike linebacker. Yeah, okay. Watson, maybe. Oh, where's top offer? Okay. Caden Ellis. It wouldn't be too bad of an idea. And I think that's really all we can afford. Yeah, I think that's really it. What other backups do we need? Oh, we need a fullback too. Okay, well maybe we can automatically restructure some of these contracts to help us out. Let's restructure Freiermuth. So maybe that'll help out a little bit in terms of us being able to do more. Yeah, we got 8 million now. All right. Amon-Ra St. Brown ended up going to the Commanders. So good for him. Okay, so we need starting fullback. Garrett Barton for 1 year. Let's see. Okay, so as far as what we still need, are we negotiating with any left guards? No. Okay, so we do need to go get a left guard. The top here. Let's go after Corbett. Okay. So let me see what other depth pieces we need. I can get a third tight end, maybe in the draft. You need a third defensive tackle. I'm negotiating with 2 backup linebackers right now. All right, defensive tackles. I'm going to be able to afford really any of these top guys, so. Wharton. No, I can't. Enough for that. Logan Lee. No, we can't afford any of these guys. All right, so I think that's going to have to do it for free agency. And it's the best that we could do given the money that we have, so. Yeah, okay. Let's see who we got. Ellis we're still targeting, but it looks like that we got everybody else we were going after, so that's good. I think that's just going to have to do it. So that'll do free agency. All the other needs we'll address in the NFL draft. Okay. So it looks like offensively we're better at an 87 overall. That's a big jump. Probably because of Breece Hall with the trade for him. I'll admit, that's probably the biggest reason for that. But it's absolutely huge. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready for the draft. We'll advance through the rest of free agency. And actually, no. Let's check out the mock drafts first. Mock draft number 5. Cowboys have the number 1 pick. So we have the 23rd pick, and they're projecting us to take Chris Henry Jr. Is that Chris Henry's son, the wide receiver from the Bengals who died? If it is, I'll have to look it up. I don't know how old his son is, but that'd be pretty crazy. But they're projecting us to take Chris Henry Jr. We do need a receiver. That might be the move. Because other players, I mean, left guard, corner, we could use another tight end to back up Freiermuth. Christian Bentancur might be the decent backup option if Chris Henry Jr. isn't there. But you know what, Chris Henry Jr. We need to hit on another receiver like we did with Jacoby Lane. If he's there, I'm taking him.
Welcome.
Because we need to replace DK Metcalf fully. Ooh, yes. Did he already get drafted? Wow. Okay, so he actually did get already drafted. Yeah, Chris Henry Jr. got picked at 19th by the Vikings, so they beat us. Oof. Well, I'm going to go with Calvin Russell, Miami. We need a receiver, so we're going to go with a receiver. We're going to go with Calvin Russell, and it's an A-plus pick. All right, I like that. Of course, we don't have a second-round pick because of the Metcalf trade, so now we're picking here in the 3rd round. We might just kind of go BPA for this. There's some quarterbacks that are available up here, but I don't want to go with a decent corner, get some help there. So I'm going to go with Chauncey Keenan of Florida. That's an average pick. 4th round pick. There's some quarterbacks that are slipping, but I feel like they're slipping. Micah Hudson, technically Texas Tech. Oof. I was tempted to go with another receiver. You know what? I'm double dipping at receiver. We're getting Micah Hudson. I know it says A&M, but he finished his career at Tech. Unfortunately, it's an average pick, but we'll go with it. Okay. We do need a Sandlin. Bradley Gompers. What a name. He's a scheme fit guy. That's a bad pick, though. But I felt like we do need some backups there. Could use some free safety depth. So I'm going to go with Jordan Pride, A&M. Average pick. Okay. Ellis Davis, Texas Tech. I'm going to go with him. It's a bad pick, but I feel like offensive line depth is something that's okay to take at this point. I'm going to take Zane Gentry. Well, you know what? We need defensive tackles. So, you know what? Christian Garrett, Georgia Tech. Going to go get him. Average pick. Okay. So that is our NFL draft for 2029. And so with our first, we couldn't get Chris Terry Jr. because the Vikings selected him 4 picks before us, but we got the next best receiver, Calvin Russell from Miami. 77 overall coming in as a rookie. We needed a receiver, but we also double dipped. We also got Micah Hudson. It says A&M, but he went to Texas Tech fully. 66 overall coming in. I was okay with double dipping at that position. We got Chauncey Keenan, cornerback with our 3rd round pick, 68 overall. Our lowest guy is Gompers, the Sam linebacker we drafted out of Duke. Jordan Pride, 68 overall. Ellis Davis from Texas Tech, 64 overall. And Christian Garrett, 66 overall defensive tackle. So, I mean, decent draft. I'm hoping that we found our new starting caliber receiver with getting Calvin Russell. So, I'm going to see if he's a real player. I don't know if he is. So, Calvin Russell is a real player. But it looks like he plays for Syracuse, technically. But he wears number 5. Although that's being worn by Jalen Ramsey, so we can't have that. We're going to keep him wearing number 85 then. And Micah Hudson, he can wear his college number. Number 1 is actually available, so he can wear it. I'm going to change his information if I can, though, to Texas Tech. I want to see if I can do that. Can I change his college? We're changing that. So we got Micah Hudson. Pretty nice. All right. So our receiving core, it's very young. We got a lot of young players now. It's basically a youth movement. Cam Coleman, Jacoby Lane, Parker Washington is the most experienced guy of the group, and Calvin Russell. Hopefully he'll come in as a rookie and perform well. For us to start out. We didn't get a backup tight end, but I think I'm okay with having 2 of them active. With Ellis Davis, he's going to be decent depth behind Andrew Daniels and Fontau. Figured offensive line depth can't hurt. And Christian Garrett. Doesn't look like he's a real player. He went to Georgia Tech. 66 overall. We needed depth at defensive tackle, and I felt like we got that. Watson, but Bradley Gompers. I want to see if he's a real player. That's an awesome name. Bradley Gompers. Yes, he is a real player, and he plays at Duke. He's number 24. It looks like. Don't know if 24 is available though. Yeah, it's not available, so he can stay wearing what he's wearing. At 42? Yeah, that'll do. Queen, Caden Ellis, who we signed in free agency to be the backup to Queen, and got that. At the corner's a little bit thin now, but I'm okay with that. Jordan Pride. So he is a real player. He's committed currently to Texas A&M. He's probably a freshman right now. Looks like he wears 28, and he's wearing 28 right now. So this roster surprisingly was actually kind of accurate. So not bad, not a bad find for having some stuff accurate. I mean, he provides safety depth more than anything, so he's better than best. Still have Deshaun Elliott, Ebert, Zavada, Evans. Oh, we actually don't have a long snapper. That's something that we need to do. So let's go ahead and advance. We need to get a long snapper or else we can't play. I forgot about that we need to sign a long snapper. I hate that you have to do that, but you just have to. And there's no long snappers available. Okay. All right, then. So, it's clear what we have to do. We have to go out, sign a tight end. cheapest one we can find. Demetrius Barnett. Turn him into a long snapper. What's his overall now that he's a long snapper? His overall is a 15. Brutal. But we have to do it, or else we can't play. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this video. I don't know if I'll stream again tonight. Depends. If I don't, maybe I might even stream tomorrow. Who knows? I'm excited to play with Breece Hall this year now that we've got a better running back with making that trade. I'm very happy about that. I think that's going to really help us out and help out Mendoza a lot. He is going to the last year of his deal. We just accepted his fifth-year option. Is he going to be the guy? If he doesn't win in the playoffs this year, then I think we're going to be inclined to move on from him. But y'all will see in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.